Hello, it's me, Annalisa, with my spiritual friend. It's Sunday. What is it? The 31st, last day of May. Tomorrow starts hurricane weather. I hope everybody is well, or hurricane season. I'm just going to put a list here real quick because Gabby had purchased a reading. So what have I been up to in the last week? So I got a really cool email from one of my clients who I've worked with her on. Hi, Mallory. Oh my goodness, it's been so long. How are you? Hi, Gabby. So I have this client who she was just doing a regular reading, and we started talking about, because there was a guy she was interested in. So we started talking about manifesting through like, hi, Brian. It's good to see you. Cindy. Hello. Oh, you got a kitten. Yay. That's for Cindy. So we were talking a lot about thought transference, everybody is you pushed out, like when you affirm, just standing in your affirmations. And then I said that, when that doubt pops up, that's just really like the old you trying not to die. So she was funny because she said, thank you. Because she had written me one time and I was just like, just keep persisting. Like you just have to keep persisting through all of the doubt. And so she's like talking about how the guy has really like turned around and he's really treating her the way she wants to be treated. She was really grateful, but she had named her this old, character that was her, like showing up with the doubt and that, it just wasn't possible. And named it Susan. And I thought it was hilarious because that's my stepmother's name, who I am no longer in contact with. She is not the nicest person. So I thought it was funny that she chose the coincidence of her choosing that name for her ego or whatever you want to call it. Anyway, so how is everybody? You've been doing manifestation subliminal videos and it's been helpful. I have been personally just, so I picked just a couple affirmations for each topic I want to do. And then I just affirm robotically, basically like say the thing over and over and over again. Like while I'm on walks or just doing anything that's like mindless. I don't have to be like focused on or thinking about. So like dishes, cleaning, whatever. So like, Mallory, I got your payment. And it seems to help because I've seen it show up. Like there's stuff that's maybe what I consider a little bit bigger than, even though they say like you can manifest anything, it's all the same. There's no difference. But I've seen it show up. It's very interesting. Like, and where I don't realize it, it's like so natural the way it comes out. So I do it around ice skating. I've noticed that like one of them is just like, I'm more confident on the ice. I feel more confident because, like whatever. Anyways, and I noticed that I'm more confident. I'm able to like, one of the things I want to work on is like speed because I'm a slow person in general. So I'm not like a fast person. So I'm trying to have my brain not be like, slow down. But subliminals totally work. I think I've just been deciding that if our thoughts create our reality and the dominant thoughts are the ones that create our reality, I'm going to be deciding exactly what those thoughts are. And you don't have to believe in them when you do robotic affirmations. You just say them. And that's what I need to check in with him. But I have a client who had worked with somebody and it just didn't go very far. Mariana, I got yours as well. So, I don't know. What are y'all up to? Let's real quick about things that are happening in Newark. I don't know if everybody is aware of Delaney Hall, and it's a detention center for undocumented people. I don't want to call them illegal because I think it's just stupid when people talk about it that way. If you're not aware, if you overstay your visa, you are literally no more of a criminal than somebody who jaywalks. It's a misdemeanor. It's nothing. And so the treatment that's happening there, they're being fed food that has maggots in it. They're not receiving medical care. It's atrocious. And then people who are trying to peacefully protest are being not treated well. And I'm very disappointed, though not surprised, that Mikey Sherrill had the state troopers come in who are tear gassing people. I think this is, I don't, this will calm down, especially if enough people are complaining. They're not even taking messages at the governor's line office, whatever you call. So people are leaving a lot of comments on her social media. I did vote for her because the other option, the Republican, was not an option. But she's establishment. So I do believe it'll get better. But it does take us standing up. And I am incredibly grateful for the people who are brave enough to go there and to be able to stand there. But I'm not one of them. Yeah, one of the, like, that's actually going to get dropped. Nothing's going to come of that. The representative that's going to be prosecuted, it's like, no, that's going to get dropped. I believe also things will happen where judges start stepping in, the courts start stepping in with like the First Amendment areas where they're like, you can use your First Amendment there. That's fucking absurd. Hi, Mariana. I got your payment. I just haven't written it down yet. I think this is like part of the culmination of things that'll happen in July that will sort of help create a turnaround. So I'm also not certain that where, you hear about the meteors being blown up and that's like the sonic boomy type sounds people are hearing. I'm not certain that that's what that is. I don't like my intuition says that's not what that is, that we're being told something different than what it is, but I'm not really certain what it is. Okay. So I could be wrong. I'm happy to be wrong, but my intuition doesn't go like, yes, that's totally meteors, because meteors come into our atmosphere all the time. And I've never heard of the sonic boom sound until recently, or getting blown up like that, creating that sound. I mean, that's a new thing. And I've always really been into science. And so, I don't know. And I wish that I would have more faith in the powers that be telling us and giving us information, but it just doesn't feel like that's the wisest of plans, just to take them at their word. Okay, so let's, Gabby, do you want to ask your question? Sure. I was going to say, so my daughter yesterday was like, we were getting a dress for her friend's bat mitzvah, and she was like, I was speaking with a woman who is from, where did she say she was from? Not Nigeria. Kenya? I think she said Kenya, because then I talked about my friend whose family is from Nigeria. And she lives there the majority of the time and flies over here to spend time with her, part of her family, and flies frequently. But I just said, like, as a psychic medium, I've always really enjoyed learning about different cultures and different spiritual beliefs, and that kind of like glazed over and went to something else. And then it came up with my daughter asking me that at a point. I was like, well, do you get stuff on me? I was like, I get things, but she's like, would you read for me? I'm like, no, absolutely not. One, I won't read for anybody under 18. Don't love reading for actually even, I gotta be honest, even like people in their early 20s. I don't love it because I just feel like there's still such maturing that needs to happen. But I said to her, but that's why I teach you about affirmations and about like mindset work and manifesting the things you want, because I think that that's way more valuable than what I get on like potentials for outcomes. So when I'm teaching you it, I'm teaching my kids the same thing. Okay, general reading. Just want to make sure. I do feel like your blood sugar is a little low, and I feel like you're not taking care of yourself well enough. Um, I feel like I'm sorry. I'm like, it's kind of one of those things where I feel like they're really just wanting you to just stay focused on yourself. Um, because I feel like I just feel overtired, and my brain just does so many busy things when I'm overtired as a way to sort of like scratch and claw to keep myself awake. And I almost feel like guilty that I want to rest or I need to rest or I need a break. Um, and a feeling of like you can't do it all on your own. Sorry. Um, um, have you been feeling like I just feel really nauseous and my head feels weird, and like to me it feels like I'm not getting enough food or I'm not getting the nutrition that I need. Does that make any sense when I'm saying that part? At least I move past it. Okay, Mariana. I've been go lately, but today I've just been reading all morning and cleaning as the day goes on. Um, I feel like you need to give yourself permission to not clean as the day goes on, and allow your husband say I really need this, and allow yourself to receive that gift from him, um, of like just letting you sit and not feel guilty about it. Um, and I know you say he's a good man, and I believe that, but remember I said allow yourself to receive that. Um, I also feel like I will sometimes it's hard for yeah, I know. I know it's hard for I know. I think that's why they're reminding you. I feel like a big relief, a big sense of feeling a lot better, like this, like passing over a lot of this in 6 weeks feels important for you to know. Like so that like feeling, when do I feel like myself again, or when do I feel just a little bit more like I can breathe again in 6 weeks? It feels like that's that time where it starts to feel a little better. Um, I feel like they're like, she's done with two. So, meaning I don't feel like there'll be any more than two for children. Um, it feels like that's enough. I'm good. I've got a boy, I've got a girl. I'm not planning on having any more. And it's interesting. I feel like when your daughter is 18 months, your husband will have a vasectomy. I don't feel like it'll be before then. I feel like the conversation will come up and it'll happen then. And like happily, no, like making you feel guilty or that you should do something else or you should take anything else. Because I also feel like maybe you try birth control and it just doesn't make you feel good. It feels awful. You've been talking about it a lot lately, about the vasectomy. But I feel like there's like, maybe you try birth control and it just doesn't make you feel good. Like taking birth control always made me feel awful. Like I had to be on the lowest dose. I was very, very sensitive to the hormonal changes. In fact, when she'd put me on a different one because she really should have just put me on progesterone alone, but she put me on something different. And I think it was higher estrogen. And I just felt like, this was when I was in college, I was like a raging bitch from it. And she was like, I was like, you got to switch me back. This was like, well, how do you know? And I was like, because I became a raging bitch while I started this one. Like it was so obvious to me. Your mom forced you to be on it. Yeah. I feel a grandfather energy coming through. I feel like it might even be related to your husband. But like energetically and spiritually, he feels like he's picking up the pieces. So I don't know if we've talked about your family and the dynamics, right? But I almost feel like there's not similar, but like I heard rage, more of a inability to process emotions well. Oh my God, you too. I reacted horribly, and no gyno could figure it out and suggested that I change it, lower it, or switch to an IUD. Yeah, I figured that. Yeah. That sounds like your poppy, your mom said. Okay. Hi, Katrina. So I just feel like he's doing what he can from that side to make healing work. He says it's not what you want to hear. In my head, I want to say your mom may never be ready, but he's saying no, her mom's never going to be ready. Meaning she's who she is in this lifetime and she's not ready to really be accountable or look at herself. And so at some point, we look at people like that and we set really, really healthy boundaries and we release the expectation or hope. And somehow you find peace in that. I love my mother dearly. She tries and I see her make efforts, but it doesn't come natural to her to be a really good emotional support system. And she has a lot she hasn't healed herself. And so it's like and I've said this here before, where like my grandmother, her mother, she grew up a good chunk of her childhood in an orphanage, and her mom had like 5 husbands, I should say 5 husbands, right? So like there's not marriage records for all of them. And she had 3 younger siblings, and the younger siblings would get pulled out of the orphanage before her, and her father died at 4. He was a World War I vet who he had a head injury. And I was sort of my cousin, who's done a lot of ancestry and research and stuff on it, said, he may have actually died of, like, because you think about when soldiers come back from war and they've seen the things they have, or they have major injuries, and they weren't doing mental health treatment for them, that he came back during Prohibition, and there were not regulating ethanol and things like that, and so people were making bootleg from ethanol that was poisonous, and so he most likely died of ethanol poisoning. And she had a lot, and my mom was like, "Why do you always defend her?" And I'm like, I give her the same grace as I give you. I mean, I think you sort of get to this point where you go, well, you just don't pour your all and your heart into somebody that is not capable of reciprocating, even if it's a family member. And you don't have to always be estranged from those people or cut them off completely. I mean, the majority of my family I have, because I don't want to be everybody's punching bag anymore, or, and for other reasons. But your mom as well, I just don't want to lose that relationship I have with my niece and nephew and my sister as well. But I'm willing to lose it if it means her getting better. When you're ready, if you're ever ready, I would just say no. Just say no. The threat is there because she knows it works. It's a manipulation tactic. And Misty, I got your payment. It's simply for manipulation, because she knows it works. And so, you can always somehow let her husband know, whatever you do, I'm just letting you know she's probably going to cut me off, because I'm not going to loan her any money, because really you're harming your niece and nephew by giving her money. And so if you look at it that way, instead of I won't have access to them, look at it like I am harming them if I give her money and then she uses it for what she's using it for. That might help you feel less scared about saying no. And then letting her husband know, I'm here if you need me, but this is probably what's going to happen. And I've made the decision. You can even do it beforehand. I've made the decision. And so if she asks again, this is why I'm saying no. And he might be grateful for that too. Okay. Stop it. You're welcome. Oh, Brian, I got your payment too. I just want you to know. And it's also been a long time since I've seen you. And I see general reading for you because you're next. Sorry, Brian is actually next on the list instead of. Oh, so weird. Oh, Mallory, you must have paid me on my other account. Okay, so we'll do Mallory and then Brian. Mallory, did you pay me on an account that has a butterfly or my face? And sorry, blah, blah, blah. Mallory, what's your question? Oh, do I have any messages or validations? So yeah. Yeah, no, Mallory, then Brian, because his payment is there first. I just didn't see it come through. His actually came in before yours, Mariana. Okay. We'll do it as a general, and then if there's validations, those will come through for you. I feel like extremely stressed lately, extremely overwhelmed. My stomach feels really tight, and so does my chest. So this is like my solar plexus chakra, which is how you relate to the world, how the world relates to you, and self-esteem, and your heart chakra. Uh, sorry, I just got like a shiver. I feel like um, I don't feel great. You're still in a relationship. I don't feel great about how this man is treating you. Can you validate that or give me his first name? Um, Also, I feel like um, Ryan. I feel like I don't feel like he's the best at all. Uh, so I feel like something happened where a picture on your side table was slammed over, and I feel like Tony did it. Like, um, oops, stop that. Um, like to me, the relationship feels so night and day from Tony. Um, I genuinely feel like you're wondering if you should leave, if Regina got your payment, or like, and the feeling I get is yes, and to not doubt yourself. I feel like in this relationship, you have been made to question your self worth a lot, and saying the sometimes bit is to make you maybe not. Like I feel like you defend him a lot where he doesn't deserve defending. Not to be judgy, because this is not my judgment. I feel like this is Tony coming through, is just saying like she wanted so much to not be alone that she was willing to accept this. Um, that she was willing to just take whatever. And I'm not saying he's disappointed because he understands why you made the decision, but he's disappointed that you felt that this was acceptable. And he's sort of saying that uh, you will be okay on your own. You will be okay on your own. So if you chose to leave, you would be okay. And yes, this man Ryan would be a little wrathful, maybe have maybe try and stir up shit for you, but it won't be successful. Are you thinking about leaving him? And did the picture thing make sense? And I heard it like slam down. You think about it a lot. Well, if you start wishing he's dead, that's a hardcore sign it's over. Sorry. Something fell over on a shelf in my living room. It wasn't a picture, but it was a figurine out of nowhere. That was Tony. Like if you're looking for validation, that was him. And I feel like it was almost done out of anger. Like, so at the time when it happened to you, maybe you were in like either feeling sorry for yourself or feeling like maybe you weren't standing in your power, something like that. And he was like, wake the fuck up. Like, that's the feeling I get around that. Sorry if you don't like swearing. Not you. I know you don't care. But if anybody is here and they don't like swearing, sorry. I had a dream last night. I hadn't dreamt in a really long time. And I was like, that's weird that they're like, so my dreams are so quiet because usually they're very vivid. But I had a dream last night. And I know I've had this dream sort of similar to this before, but I got stopped at a point and I was told I was on my third warning. And I was like, it was weird because I couldn't climb. Like April was in front of me, my youngest daughter in the dream, and she was like climbing up the stairs fine. I was trying to climb up the stairs, go to like, it felt like a train platform or something. I was trying to climb up to go up, and like I would get to a certain point and I couldn't, like I fell down, and then like I fell down a few stairs, and then I like got myself back up. And when I got there, it was like this like inability. So I was like literally pulling myself up with the handrail. And nobody was offering to help. It's really weird. And then, but when I came down, like I walked down fine and I got stopped and told I had 3 warnings. And one of them was because I flipped off a camera or something. And I was like, well, like, did it look like it was intentional or was like me talking? Like, you know, like maybe I'm talking, like doing something like this. And then I said, or did it look like intentional? They're like, it looked intentional. I was like, well, okay, well, that sounds about right. Like, I don't know. I don't know why I'm telling you that. But I just feel like it's time that the universe will support you in your decision to be done. And I know that you live together, but you will be able to take care of yourself, and you need to not worry about, you know, where he's at and if he's okay and all of that. You're very welcome, Mallory. I'm really sorry. Brian, you wanted a general reading? With you, when I connect in with your energy, I'm really, really tight in my neck. Are you having a lot of tension there? Like it feels like someone's taking all of my muscles, sorry, and like squeezing them really tight. And then it kind of goes down along the top of my spine, like along the sides, and then a little bit down my right trap into where your pectoral muscle connects in up here in your shoulder. Oh, jeez. Please take this and own it. uh, um, I just heard he's happy. Like I feel like you're at a really good spot in your life right now, where even though you're getting a message for me, excuse my yawn, even though you're getting a message from me, it feels like you're actually in a really good place in your life right now. Like you're doing really well. And maybe it almost feels like it's too good to be true. On the left side. Oh, okay. I also feel like it's time for a dental checkup. I'm just throwing that out there. So, um, are you also really tired? Because all of a sudden I'm just yawning a lot. Um, I heard finding yourself again. It feels like finding yourself again, finding, um, it feels like is there a sense of guilt around finally being happy? Like maybe it's survivor's guilt, or that maybe then it means you're somehow leaving your partner behind, or but this is what he's wanted you to do forever. And so you shouldn't feel guilty. Um, you shouldn't feel guilty about finding joy and like finding the things that really tick and make you drive, like finding your, I don't know, it just feels like finding hobbies and like really just enjoying life finally. Does that resonate when I say any of that? Because I feel like this sense of no sense of guilt and not really feeling that happy or at peace. I, I feel like, I'm sorry that I'm totally wrong. It's just a sense of like, I don't know. That was what I was getting. Do you want to ask a more specific question instead of a general question then? Because that's what I was getting. And so if I'm totally off, then I'm off. I wonder if, and I know this sounds really strange, but I wonder if um maybe it is something that's coming. I don't know. Do you have a more specific question? Because I feel like then I feel like I've like just like take it as a premonition of the near future. I would also, if I were you, um, if I were you, I would do this where I would like, I would go through and say affirmations over and over and over again, even if you don't believe it. Um, and I say that because like if you're right, if you're having depression and you can't pull yourself out, you're not like if you're trying to shift your belief system around something, it's hard to go like I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm happy. You can say it as a like a you could do that as a robotic affirmation, like I'm happy, everything's going well, I'm happy, everything's going well, I'm happy, everything's going well. You could do that, and I would recommend it. But the other thing is like instead of getting out of bed and being like I'm so happy in the morning, like if that's your first thought when you get out, just go to like I'm ready for the day. There's no expectation of an emotional connection to that. It's just about being ready for the day. That was something for me when I was like exhausted all the time, like literally could not keep my eyes open feeling. I would watch, maybe that's the yawning bit for me. I would watch your blood sugars. Um, but sorry, it's like I talk about yawning and then, um, but I would say start with like I'm ready for the day because that might just be the catalyst that you need to kind of promote you. Ironic, I was just looking at affirmations before you came on, finding peace and fulfillment. I will tell you that this guy that I've been working with, I mean, just one time, but he sent me like this list of 100 and something affirmations. I think it was like 104 total. And I went through and rewrote all of them. I was like, scratch this, get rid of this, don't say it this way. Like, this is the way you should say it. Like, you want to keep your affirmations short and sweet. Like, you don't want it to be like really long and explanations and like, because there's assumptions within the things that you're saying that cover all the other stuff. So like, let me see if I can find some of these that I was like, no. And short and sweet, because then if you do robotic affirmations, because really and truly you can bring the things that you want in your life, you don't have to feel about it. You don't have to pretend. You don't have to change anything about your lifestyle. You just say it over and over and over again. I know that because I've seen it happen in my own life, like where I'm like, oh yeah, I used to say that all the time, and then it happened. And I didn't feel a certain way about it. It was just like, I just said it. So like this, he said, this was the first affirmation. So I take a deep breath and allow myself to relax. My entire body calms down. And I just said, I automatically relax when I take a deep breath. Like, just decide that that's what it is. That's your rule. So I am willing to change. And then I said, it's easy for me to change, because willing to means that you're not there. Just, it's easy. It's easy for me to make changes. I wake up feeling relaxed and peaceful. And I said, not terrible, but I wouldn't use it. I would go with something shorter that implies that you are relaxed and that your nervous system is reset. I wake up well rested. Like I said, keep it as short as possible. I look forward to the day with enthusiasm and expectation. Like, maybe that's where you'd see somewhere like, I should do that one. And then I just said, I am ready for the day. So this one isn't such a jump from where you're at, and is easier for your brain to accept. Right. So like, you don't want to go from a place of being just super, super down to like, oh my God, it's the most thing, because it's going to take longer to integrate. You can baby step your way to where you want to be. So this one was like, I'm a tolerant person who rarely finds fault with others or blames them for my problems. And I just said, don't even bother with this one. The more grace you give yourself and accept yourself as with imperfections and all, this automatically follows. And instead of like, one was like, I'm generally comfortable with my parents, I said, why be generally comfortable? That's garbage. I look good. I am good looking. This is a must. You don't have to believe it. You just say it. Like, so with you, I would say like, sometimes the depression one is hard to like move past because there's so much doubt around healing and what that means. So if you can just look at, I'm ready for the day, I can wiggle my toes, like look for the positive little things here and there. Things are always working out for me in my favor, best case scenario. So I'm telling you, I've manifested so much stuff. And then I just look at it, I'm like, oh yeah, I guess I manifested that. Like, even things that my coach has said to me last week where I had been affirming, like, because I'm trying to be more comfortable going backwards on my edges and on my crossovers and everything else. And like, I don't know. Anyways, because, and I was like, oh, my backwards crossovers are perfect. My backwards crossovers are perfect. Literally use the word perfect. I don't usually care about perfection. So my coach was like, your backwards crossovers are perfect. You just need to be faster. Now I got to work on speed. I'm comfortable going fast. But like, it shows up and it feels really, really natural. Like, you wouldn't even, I don't know. That's my recommendation to you. If you want to shoot me some of your affirmations, I will be happy to rewrite them for you. Since you dropped out of the intuition class, I would be happy to like kind of give you a bump for that if you want. That's my thoughts. Since you weren't ready for that yet, you said, and that's fine. But I also feel like I would be happy to help you with that. All right. But for anybody doing affirmations, like, be bold. So one of them was, he wrote, I schedule my time so that I don't have to hurry to do things. I just said, I easily manage my time. Like, whatever you want to do, like, make it short and sweet. And even when I'm going through, like, how do I want to say this? I'll say it one way. I'm like, that's too wordy, and like chop it down. Like, because it's like, now I want to manifest this. And so how do I do it? When I go on my walks, I literally just robotically affirm. I have music playing, but I am thinking about affirmations to the point where it becomes almost hypnotic where, and maybe it's not the safest, but I walk in a neighborhood, so whatever. And it doesn't like it, whatever. And can you hear me like criticizing myself? Like, that's dumb. That's not very smart. But where like I lose, like I was almost like, felt like I was dropped into a different time zone. So maybe it was a time shift, but okay. All right, Mariana, what's your questions? We found out my husband and daughters can apply for Canadian citizenship from a recent change, but we're missing my mother-in-law's birth certificate to confirm line of descent. We have other docs that... I mean, as far as her birth certificate, you can go to the county that she was born in, and they'll have copies of it. Might help show the relationship. Should I send everything we have and hope for the best, or work harder to try and get the birth certificate from Greece? I think you'll be able to get the birth certificate from Greece. It adds maybe 2 to 3 months time to it, but it's not much. I feel like, okay, so here's the other thing that I would say to you, because if you say it's hard to get, then it's hard to get. So the other thing is circumstances don't matter. Even though it was seemingly hard, it actually was really, really easily. So you don't have to totally deny that idea or that somebody has told you that, and then I would just affirm that over and over and over and over again. So it doesn't matter it doesn't matter what it looks like. It actually turned out to be really easy to get. That's how I would affirm it. Doesn't matter what it looked like. Because then you're not denying what's in front of you, right? It doesn't matter that it looked seemingly hard, but it actually ended up being really easy. It doesn't matter what it looks like. And you don't even have to affirm the how and how it gets to you. It doesn't matter what it looked like. And then we ended up getting it really quickly. And then you don't have to decide if it's the consulate or the other way. It just got to you. Because the more you like, I always feel like when you're wanting something on a time crunch, don't be super specific. Just decide it happened, and you don't have to decide who it is that gets it to you. It's just like when you go to order a meal at the restaurant, you can be really specific in certain aspects, but if you have more resistance to it, I would say don't be as specific. Because then you can just say that affirmation over and over and over again. It was, even though it looked hard, it actually was really, really easy. It came to us really quickly. We had no problems at all getting what we needed. And you don't have to do anything. You don't have to call anyone. It'll all feel really natural the way it falls into place. But I don't feel like it's an issue, honestly. Got it. The reason why I'm anxious about this is it's related to the second question about my daughter's future in England. The Canadian citizenship is going to help her stay longer past 2027. I don't think she's going to have an issue, because I feel like, you'll still do the citizenship stuff, et cetera. But I also feel like it's not going to be an issue because she's going to have work visas. And again, I was talking about this with a friend. We do Marco Polos back and forth. And I was like, I know this stuff works because I've had belief systems around stuff where it's in place and it's always been the case. Like, I was always like, I'm always great at testing. Like it didn't matter if it was standardized test or test for whatever. I always like, I never get anxiety around it. I'm always just sort of the mindset of like, whatever I know, and I do great. And I was saying how like, even I took the PSAT or no PACT like my sophomore year in high school and got a 34. And I was like, okay. And they're like, that's good enough, like to get whatever. And I was like, okay, whatever. Had no idea what the scoring system was. Apparently 36 is the highest. So I was like, okay, like, so I took that once, but like every standardized test, I never got nervous about it. I was like, whatever, like, and I always did extremely well. I'm not saying I was a scholar student, like at all, at all. But like, I also, with nursing, I was like, oh, they need nurses. So I have no problem getting a job, literally offered every single job. So you literally have to move into the mindset of like, she's like, and I'm telling you, I see her not having an issue staying there or anywhere she wants to be. I feel like she will just be handed visas. It's like a non-issue. The more you worry that it's impossible, then that puts that energy that way. She'll be in England for the next 3 to 4 years. And then I feel like for some reason, Switzerland is coming up for me. And maybe even Denmark at a point too. I don't know why international relations comes up for her. So I don't know what her, like, I don't feel like I'm a teacher. She wants to explore different angles of her business, still within the same. She is in the music business. There's something around international relations. So I don't know what that means as far as her music business. So maybe she just learns to have really good communication. I don't know. I don't know why I would get it one way and then it would be that. Because to me, it feels like there's something she can do that like others aren't good at. And I don't know what would bring her to Switzerland or to Denmark because those don't seem like music capitals to me. So I don't understand that either. But getting a work visa and all of that is not an issue for her. She will do great, for sure. Misty and Regine, what are your questions? You're very welcome. Sorry. Good night to you from New Jersey. A general for Misty. Okay. I just want to make sure I didn't miss anybody else. Oh, I did. Yes. Hold on. Alta gracias. I feel sorry. Sorry. I feel like it's interesting. My throat chakra is like, you know, when you've been speaking too much or you're cheering or singing at a concert and it's really loud, or even like for me, if I talk a lot, like uh, in loud venues, and like your throat just feels like you can't project your voice. Uh, this is more metaphorical because I don't think you've actually been doing that. But it feels like that tired feeling of like, I've been saying affirmations a lot, or I've been like really intentionally like putting my energy out there around. Um, and they said like, you don't have to work so hard. So you're doing great. The things that you want are coming. And everything is unfolding perfectly, but they're like, you don't have to work so hard on it. Um, I also get the feeling of needing to relax and breathe a little more. Um, um, I know we spoke about this a little bit, but like your mother-in-law, July is important for her, because I feel like I felt rapid decline. Um, and I just feel like July is important around her. Um, I don't know. I genuinely don't know if that means crossing or if that means she moves into a assisted living or something, but it's like a big change for her. Um, I also feel like that's a time too where your husband, like we've talked that he started to see it, but I feel like he's drawn the line in the sand. He, for himself, of like, I'm not, um, things will be more cut and dry for him and more real at that point. Um, and genuinely, I don't feel like at any point his siblings step in, not even if it's to like clean out the house. It feels like, nope, we're done. Like literally see this with them. I actually feel like something that makes your husband become very aware of it, like where it's that is something your son says to him about it. Um, and it feels like a passing comment, but that it just hits home for him. Yeah, but I feel like they're not helping, like even at the point where either she passes or she moves out. I feel like I I genuinely would not be surprised if they don't come to the funeral. It feels like that energy of like where you see people post on social media. It's like breaking news. So and so is having the worst day ever, and then people are like, "So anyway, what are you having for dinner?" Like it feels like they're like, no acknowledgement, no, like I'm not putting any energy towards that. Like even when she passes, I would not be surprised. Either that or it's something like where you decide to cremate her and have a memorial later on because nobody wants to make the time, right? It has to really like be convenient for them. His dad passed earlier and it feels like, or there's something where it's like, but it's like a relief. And it's interesting because it reminds me of when it's like a long story, but I was in Hoboken and I was at the grocery store with my daughter, and this man was being very critical. It's a very long story. And his wife, who had passed away, was in spirit standing next to him. And she was like, I was so happy when I died because I just got to get away from him finally. And she told me like his adult children wanted nothing to do with him. And it reminds me of that. Like that's the feeling I feel. She feels like a malignant narcissist to me because it reminds me of a certain in-law of mine who just attacks, and then when you call them on it, you they do Darvo. I don't know if you know what that is. They try and turn it around, and you're like, yeah, you can try to make me the bad person, but uh, yeah. Does Athens, Georgia mean anything to you? Don't forget to like the live, by the way, if you're here. It's such a simple thing. And again, I don't know if it does anything, but we're going to pretend like it does. Does Athens, Georgia, like you have a connection to that? Or does his family have a connection to that? Is that even a place? Am I just making that up? I was like, let me see. Oh, it's a real place. Geography was not my strong suit. I don't know. There's something about Athens, Georgia that might come up for you. That might mean something at a later point. Y'all, I really got to dye my hair. It's just atrocious. The birthplace of REM. I actually did see them one time in concert. Hi, Blueberry. How are you? You can wait until I'm done with my paid readings, and then I'd be happy to do a free oracle card reading for you. All I ask is that you like my live. Okay. So that's what I'm getting. Miss Regine, what's your question? But the Athens, Georgia thing might come up for you at some point. Misty, figure that might make sense at a point. What's the energy looking like for you, lady? So good. um, I heard you say, "Whoo, I don't know," but I feel like it is. I feel like I know that's like, look at me all over the place today. Maybe I should have said my affirmations that I'm accurate. um, Either that, or I'm going to manifest for Brian. Fix that thing a little bit. Okay, so I feel like business is going to really start picking up for you this summer. So June, so starting tomorrow, not exactly tomorrow, but I feel like you're going to have like either there's a service or something you're offering where it creates more consistency for people to show up, like either it's packages or something. I don't feel like it's coaching, but it just feels like packages or something where it creates more of a consistency. Athens is real. um, Sometimes I worry that maybe some of my geography cities come from like films, and I'm like, did I say is that like? Oh, it's so sad to say that, but I just is never a geography girl. It's like maybe it's because I'm also not great with names. Like I don't know. You're not late. You're right on time. Um, I feel like it's like exciting summer for you. It's going to be really great, and it just feels like good vibes, good energy all the way around. But I feel like you carry that with you. Uh, Does it sound crazy that you stay in that apartment? And I say that because there's part of me that's just feeling like you might even stay there because you have 2 bedrooms and you're able to house your daughter. And it feels like financially it ends up working out because you're making a little bit more money. Plus, there's some money coming through for her that helps support it. And I feel like you might stay there. I feel like you would benefit from opening the windows up and get a little fresh air in there to help the energy move and flow out. That doesn't need to remain there. You've been thinking of it. I think you will. You open the windows every day. Maybe do something special in your sister's room. Just a little extra zhuzh. Like maybe even like, I don't know if it's using, black tourmaline or selenite or a bowl of salt water in the center of the room and then flushing it twice. But it feels like needing to clear that energy. You created a candle for her room last night. Oh, perfect. I was like, there just needs something just a little extra for her room. It's weird. I feel like she loves you, but just like there's just something weird about that love though. And I feel like this little girl that's coming in is very sensitive to energy. And so I think energetically she would very much appreciate not feeling her in there. I also feel like you should do the robotic affirmations because I think they really work. And it feels like around everything. It's so easy to me. I can easily afford to pay for this apartment and stay here. I can easily afford to pay for this apartment and stay here. I can easily afford it. My business is booming. My business is booming. Like things like that. You can, whatever her name is, she adjusted to living with me so easily. It was so easy for her and myself. We adjusted to living together so easily. Those are things I would do. I just keep feeling like, as much as you're thinking about, I just feel like you don't have anything to worry about as far as money goes. Like, I keep bugging y'all in the community. I'm like, let's work on affirmations because I love it so much. And honestly, where I'm like, I feel like I have, like, when I'm doing them on my walk, there's a point where I feel like, honestly, I'm like, where am I? It just sounds weird, but my chat is disconnected. I don't know if that's real or not. All right. Y'all want to do some card readings or no? There's only a couple of y'all here. I've got the Dragon's Oracle, Enchanted Map, Women of Myth, Green Witch, Trust Your Gut, Woodland Wardens, Moonology, Spirit Animal, Past Life, Wisdom of the Oracle, Inner Child, and the Crystal deck. Cindy wants the Green Witch. Where did you go? Oh, Katrina. No, go ahead and ask your question. I don't know why I didn't see that. Green Witch. Katrina, what's your question? You're welcome, Regine. What's your question, Katrina? And then we'll do tarot, the little oracle card readings. I want you here. Bloop. Yeah. Oh, how's the summer going to be? What's the vibes? June feels a little either sticky or prickly. Like, I'm going to say sticky. Like, I just, when you walk, it's like you can still walk and you can still move, but there's like I don't know. It just felt sticky. Like with my hands, I just felt sticky. So it's not terrible, but it's not awesome. Like it feels like there's just a lot of energy that feels sticky to me. Things not moving as smoothly or quickly. La Serena, oh, I guess you're in Portugal too. I think you're a little delayed. Hang on, then it says, I'm working on being more intentional with work-life balance, but I intend to lean towards working more. So maybe that's where the stickiness comes, where I'm trying to find that balance. July, I heard free and clear. August feels a lot busier. I think that's where you pick up and having more work. So it feels like whatever is creating that stickiness or whatever, that energetic, like feeling like I'm a little stuck, or I'm not totally stuck, but I feel like the feeling of like stuckness, just needing a little extra force to get stuff done. July feels free and clear. August feels much more busy. Maybe a little overwhelmed, but it'll all balance out. So maybe that's the stuck feeling where you're not quite getting the movement that you want. If you're trying to find work-life balance, but more, tend to lean towards working more. I mean, you can say the affirmations like as a robotic thing where you would say like, I easily have a good, healthy balance between work and my personal life and my work life. I easily have a healthy balance. It's easy for me to get everything that I need to get done in a really reasonable amount of time, and it doesn't interfere with my personal time. Something like that is what I would do, and just affirm it over and over and over again until you see it magically happen. One of my affirmations is, and it's stupid, but I do it, is it's so easy for me to clean my house and keep it maintained and tidy and neat. Because I catastrophize time and project time in my head of like, oh my God, that's going to take so long. Even though like the project ends up taking, this is probably an undiagnosed ADHD thing, but like, even though when I do the project, it's like 15 minutes where I'm like, oh my God, this is so ridiculous. So in my head, and then I know forever, I've always said like, oh, it's just so hard to keep everything tidy and neat because it's just so overwhelming. And so then I create that story, and that's the mantra around it. And so then it has to follow those guidelines, right? So like, I just like, oh, that's so easy to do that. And anything, I'm like, oh, that's so easy to do that. So easy to do my backwards edges. It's so easy. And I'm actually getting better at them. I'm improving in leaps and bounds is like my other one. I'm improving in leaps and bounds. Because like I literally just take the rule. If our beliefs create our reality, and it's our thoughts are creating it, and it's our most dominant thoughts, then like, why am I not thinking the best way possible? Right. And like, I'd rather try this experiment and be totally wrong than never try it and never know if that's exactly the way it is. I don't know. That's just me. All right. So Cindy wants the Green Witch. So I feel like by August, it's like you're really busy. I don't know if you found the balance yet. Because I read that wrong. I think I said you want to be, but I feel like August feels really busy to me. And it just feels like maybe it's more home projects. Maybe it's a little bit of exhaustion from but I don't feel bad busy like I'm miserable. I just feel busy. I also fluctuate with feeling like I'm doing great at work and I'm a good lead for my team. And then other times I'm the opposite. Okay. So what I would do is, if I were you, is it takes persistence, and it takes a decision to go like, oh no, that's the old thought process, right? So you sort of have to shut it down. And so then you have to decide, like, I am a great team lead, and make that just your one. I'm really a great team lead. And that can mean a million things. That can be like great communication. That can mean, right, all of that stuff falls under the umbrella. I'm really organized. I know how to delegate. I know how to interact and communicate with my team. Like, all of that follows under the umbrella of I'm a great team lead. And then when you feel the opposite, be like, no. Like I said, I don't know if you were here in the very beginning where I said, I have a client who emailed me, and we talked about personifying that part of you, that old part of you that's trying not to die out. So that way you can be like, no, we've talked about this. It's how I've done other things. Like, and where I personified that relationship and was like, we were great, but like not anymore. It's just not working out. So then I wasn't like, I have to get rid of it, like focusing on the thing I didn't want. And so I would say, like, so she personified her ego as Susan, and she'd be like, Susan, this isn't who we are anymore. So you just sort of have to be like, no, I'm great. Like, because if the rule is, and I do this literally with everything, because I think, well, if that's the rule, then I'm following the rule. I'm really good at rule following. So like, if that's the rule, and this is a rule that makes sense to me, then I'm not going to think that, oh no, I over talked and I over chatted. So like on Friday, I felt like maybe I overshared a little bit. I was a little like kind of doing my little ADHD spiral, undiagnosed. Don't know if I really have it, but anyway. But like, if you met my family and you met my kids, you'd be like, yep, seems like it's probably highly likely. But instead of doing that spiral, I was like, whatever. They totally loved all my stories. They were fine with it. Like, they didn't care. They absolutely adore me. They think I'm fabulous. And I just move on with my day, because I don't know if either of those are true, but why would I be so comfortable in thinking that in something that's like negative and terrible, and think then that's crazy to be delusional and think somebody likes you? I think it's more delusional to think the terrible thing. So I would just say, like, fucking like me. Even like I was talking to another client of mine where I said, she's like, I finally got a manifesting journal. And I was like, I even manifested for her where I was like, oh, because last time I talked to her, I was like, she mentioned somebody else and like, maybe I should be a little more positive. And I just said, well, it's not that I'm not positive. I'm just more in your face about it. And like, just tell you like it is. And I said, and I'm not going to change, because if maybe you're just growing out of being with me and you need somebody different. And so then I thought, well, whatever, she'll come back eventually. And then she did. But at first I was like, well, maybe she's like done with me, and that's okay. Like, people grow and move on. Right. But she's back, and she's like, yeah, I got a manifesting journal. And I was like, this is what I would do. And this is how I would do it. Like, if you're interviewing for jobs, of course they freaking like me. Of course they like me. Of course of course they like me. Why wouldn't they? There's no reason not to. I'm the perfect candidate for this. I'd be early. Okay. So that's why this is why in the community I want to do all the manifesting stuff, because I'm like, this stuff works. And it also is like, oh, I don't have to spiral out of control about this. I have so much more ability to make decisions about where I want things to go. And also like who I want in my life and how I want them to show up in my life. Hi, Michelle. And you don't have to keep people in your lives forever because you're like, oh, I can rewrite how they show up. Like, it's okay to say, like, I want to try something new too. That's okay too. That doesn't make you a bad person. Okay, so this first one is for Cindy because she picked Green Witch. I need a list of everybody else what deck you guys want. Or y'all. I was talking to a friend about like colloquialisms and things that I would say that I sort of quit saying, like, I really changed my accent when I moved to Wisconsin when I was 14 because I was getting harassed a lot for having a Southern accent. And even then, it wasn't a strong Southern accent. Like I said hockey instead of hacky. Or I would say like insurance instead of insurance. I don't know how I said it. Insurance. I don't know. Apparently I said it differently. Hi, Sprinkle. How are you? Also, side note, I think Altagracia also sent in payments. Oh, Altagracia, what was your question? Because I didn't see yours. You did send in a payment. What's your question? Sorry, dear. Thank you for notifying me. It's always good to catch me. I don't know why I don't see her note. Can anybody copy and paste it for me? I don't see that she typed anywhere. I wish there was a way for me to search. Because I see Katrina, La Serena, Regine, Cindy. Altagracia, what did you want for your question? I can always email her, I guess. Oh, she wanted a general. Angie, this is for Oracle card reading. Is that the list you want? La Serena, is that you? Are you Altagracia? I'm guessing that's you. Okay, Angie, I'm not doing, so when I do a personal reading where it's like something specific to you and I'm not using the Oracle cards, those are paid readings. They're $12 and I donate 30% to the Community Food Bank of New Jersey. If you want a free Oracle card reading, the only question I have you pick the deck. I'll tell you the decks I have. And the only question I ask is like, what do they need to know? What card do they need for today? And then I intuitively get how many times I'm supposed to shuffle. And then I cut the deck and I read the card to you. So that's how I roll here. Okay. Okay, La Serena. Okay. I keep getting this and I don't, sorry. It's like I heard she's having trouble with her orina. And the only thing I can think of is a Spanish term for urine. So I don't know if you've been having bladder infections or if I'm misinterpreting this word. So yeah, I'm not. Okay, so I don't know. Are you having bladder issues or bladder infections or something like that? No, they're not free readings. So the question, Salam, the question you're asking is for a paid reading. If you want to wait for an Oracle card reading, which I'll let you pick the deck, and then I just draw a card based on the question of what do you need to know. But I don't do personal readings for free. Does the bladder or urine issues make sense to you, or like maybe there's a sense of urgency, or I don't know, but there, I know that sounds weird, but that was just the weirdest, most interesting way it came through. Does that make any sense before I like connect more in? Um, I have to say, I feel a very protective and isolated energy around you because when I connect with your energy, it just feels like I can't feel any outstretching to like your kids or your ex, or like it's very like I'm in a little protective bubble now. So I don't know if that's something you've been working on creating, or if it's self isolation, but that's, I feel like I'm in a very protected bubble. Um, it does feel a little isolating. So I don't know if you have a like have sort of separated yourself community wise from friends. Does any of that resonate? And I see you wrote yes, but I don't remember what question I asked you about the yes. Yes. To the bladder stuff, or to, I'm sorry. All of it makes sense. Um so I'm asking about the bladder stuff. It feels like uh drinking more water would help, but I also feel like there's something around your diet that where you're like it's showing up as a bladder irritation. So like my mom will say like if she eats too many tomatoes or eats too much citrusy stuff, then she has an issue. And I kind of pointed out like that might be a histamine issue actually, because those foods are all high in histamine. And knowing my body, I'm like, yeah, I don't think we're that far. Like I didn't fall too far from the apple tree on that one. Um, it just seems like some of that is like as far as isolation, it feels like let down. Maybe people aren't who I thought they were. It was the, oh, it was the bladder. Yes, was to the bladder question. Okay. Okay. So around that, I feel like more water. I did get cranberry juice. But that's like kind of the standard. I feel like more water, you're more dehydrated. You need to drink more water to flush everything out. And then also like look at your diet around. I would look around histamine, high, foods high in histamine, and start with like gluten, cutting gluten out of your diet. I don't think dairy is too much of an issue for you, but looking at high histamine foods, just maybe even like uh excuse me, keeping a food diary and noticing like when you're having more issues versus not, and then seeing if there's a connection, a correlation to the food. But as far as like the isolation and stuff like that, like, you know, not everybody is like a terrible person. And it feels like self isolation kind of as a way to self preserve. And um, maybe like embracing the affirmations of I trust myself. It's safe to trust it's safe to trust myself and my judgment would be really beneficial for you. Um, and also I know what to say, when to say it, and how to say it, because I do feel like you are in your head a bit around maybe oversharing or being too honest, right? Um, and then kind of kicking yourself or kicking yourself for allowing certain people in and not other, and like when you shouldn't have. And that's um, maybe like a feeling of being too naive, and you're not. Um, you just didn't learn how to listen to your own intuition and trust it. And like really and truly, one of the ways that I grew my intuition was simply just by saying, I trust my intuition. I trust it. 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 I can trust myself. It's safe to trust myself. It's safe to trust my intuition. That helps. I don't feel like you're having bladder infections. I feel like it's bladder irritation, and I think you can also research like vitamin B1 as benfotiamine instead of thiamine. Might be a little better. They make multivitamins and that have the methylated, like L-methylfolate and methylcobalamin, that are easier to absorb. Um, Research it. I am not a doctor. You make your own decisions based on your. I'm just sharing and educating. Um, yeah. Okay. So let's do oracle card readings. Um, Hi, Violets. How are you? Hi, potato, potato. So, if you want to pay for a reading, I'll do a paid reading. But otherwise, wait. Someone said that or no, that was Katrina. But otherwise, these are just going to be oracle card readings that are free. So I have Cindy with the Green Witch. Who just already said theirs. Kay wants trust your vibes. What does everybody else want? I've got the dragon. I've got the enchanted map. Women of myth. Trust your vibes. The woodland wardens. Moonology. Spirit animal. Past life. Wisdom of the oracle. Inner child. And the crystal one. Yep. I don't really care about anybody's signs. Anybody will tell you that. I don't care where you're from. I don't care about your signs. I don't need to know any of that stuff in order to read for you. I don't need your real name. I don't need your gender. I don't care about your parents. I don't care about your birth date. I don't care about any of it. Your energy comes through without needing to do any of that. And the oracle card readings are sort of general. It's just sort of you connect with the deck and tell me which one you want. And then I ask which card you need. And they typically make a lot of sense. So that's how it works. You're welcome, La Serena. Oh yeah. Okay. Nope, I don't pick the cards. This is why it's free, because I do as little work as possible for free stuff. And all I want to have to decide is how many times to shuffle the deck. So you can be bold and brave and trust your own intuition, or you sit it out. But that's how we do it here. Moonology, yes, you can do that. Okay, so let me go back and look at the list. I've got Cindy, I have you as Green Witch. Kay, YouTube, I have you as Trust Your Vibes. Katrina, Go Katrina, has Spirit Animal. You know what I would love is if we ended up getting the giraffe for you. Violets, you wanted Enchanted Map? Misty is Trust Your Vibes. Always be early. Is Moonology. Michelle is Moonology. Potato is Moonology. Okay, is that it? If I missed anybody, stop that. Angie wants Trust Your Vibes. Okay, are we good? Let's do it. That sounds like Tone Loc. All right, y'all. I think he's in spirit, right? Anyhow, apparently. All right, Cindy, what does Cindy need to know today? All right, what does Cindy need to know today? I'm trying not to look down so you don't have like the whole. I do this sometimes. My kids, I'm like, what? All right. You know what? You have to be silly in life. Sorry. It just doesn't work any other way. Laugh as much as possible. It's just joy overflowing. All right. Let's go for Cindy. You got sickle. Focus, regrowth, letting go. I have to figure out where this is in here. I need these. I think probably. Well, what's there? So we have baby robins in our yard. Well, we did. So we had a little nest. It's empty now. But it was like you could see, and then I have pictures of like the day they hatched. And then yesterday, we walked home from her friend's party and we walked in through the backyard and she's like, I'm going to go check on the birds. It's like, okay, let's go check on the birds. And she got a little close and the mama bird like jolted out of the nest and the little bird flew out with it. And I got really panicked and she was panicking. She was like, oh no. Cause it's like, so then I researched and apparently between days 13 and 16, they kick the babies out of the nest for robins. And then the babies find like bushes or low-lying branches and stuff to stay in until their wings get strong enough to fly. And the dad keeps feeding them. And I just thought it was funny though, because we were like, oh, I don't know why I want to share that with y'all, but I just felt like it. So sometimes life will kick you out of the nest, but it doesn't mean you don't still have time to grow. Don't worry. All right. All right. So harvest or sickle, not harvest. Okay, the sickle is a gardening tool used for harvesting and reaping through, though it is also closely associated with death. In art, death is often seen holding this tool, a symbol of taking a life that has finished. The sickle helps you clear away dead matter and control overgrowth, allowing for new growth to take place unhindered. Clearing and cutting away outdated or unneeded material leaves space for new life and beginnings. It doesn't cut life short. Instead, it refocuses available resources so that life can continue. The sickle card reminds you to cut away what drains your energy or no longer serves you, so focused growth can take place. Reflection: what parts of your life need to be cut back or cut out completely to help you grow? On point. Okay. Okay. Hey, YouTube is Trust Your Vibes. It's right here on my lap. You know. I mean, it is interesting how they always seem to fit. This is for Kayla. What does Kayla need to know today? What does Kayla need to know today? Your guides are funny. They're like 5 or 6. I'm like, okay, thanks for exactness. What does Kayla need to know today? 6, just to be sure. I think this is 6. What does Kayla need to know today? I think that's 6. Okay. I got observe, don't absorb. I used to say this all the time, especially when you're developing your intuition. If you're very clairsentient, or like people like to say empathic, like you don't have to take on their stuff, just observe it. Just like when I feel people's stuff, it's like I'm not taking it on. It's like I don't walk out of here with headaches and toothaches and backaches and heartaches, and I just go, oh, okay, that's not mine, thank you so much, have a nice day. And that number is 6. Observe, don't absorb. As a naturally sensitive and empathic soul, you risk absorbing the energy of others, not unless you decide not to. This includes their worries, anxieties, responsibilities, and distress. Be compassionate towards others, but do not assume responsibility for what is not yours. Keep an emotional detachment from people who are whirling dervish of drama. They can suck you in and drain you dry without realizing they are affecting you at all. Be lovingly impartial as those around you face their soul challenges. Offer support if asked, but do not get involved or take on their burdens. No matter how desperate they may appear, the people you love and care about will find their way. What others struggle with now is necessary for their growth. Any over-involvement and over-responsibility interfere. Okay. Trust others to meet their challenges in their own way. And in their own time, just as you must, period. Drop that down. Sorry. Encourage others, but stay in your own lane and attend to your responsibilities instead of getting swept up in their affairs. Okie doke, artichoke. You know, there's something that you said, like when you tend to worry, you want to help people and you want to fix them, and you worry that if you don't do it, how's it going to happen? But like, people won't know their strength unless you give them a chance to hold the weight. And that doesn't make you a mean person or a bad person or an unloving person. You can be supportive without having to you can be a spotter, right? You don't have to do the heavy lifting. Hi, Violet Sagittarius. How are you? Go, Katrina. Yours is spirit animal. All right. Let's see if we get the gentle giraffe. All right. For my email, I used a different deck today. I used this little fairy deck because we went on Friday for Girl Scouts to this fairy trail. And I thought it just seemed appropriate. All right, so this is for Katrina. What does Katrina need to know today? Well, hello. Why are we not shuffling nicely? Please be helpful. Cooperative. Jesus Christ. Sorry. It's like disaster shuffling on here. Hold on. Hold my horses. Okay. There we go. I have to do proper-ish shuffles. It was like not coming together there. Good Lord. Oh, I'm going to do both because they both wanted to flip. So there's Otter Spirit. You are never alone. This one came up reverse. So I think there's reversals in this deck, but I want to show it to you anyway. Butterfly Spirit. Transformation is beautiful. No giraffes for you. Have y'all ever watched videos of sea otters and how stinking cute they are, especially when they have babies? I saw a video of a baby seal Can you tell I like animals? A baby seal, like learning to swim because it was in a rescue, and it was like did not know it was a seal. It seemed so confused of like why it was in the water, and it fell in on accident. Like, wanted nothing more than to be out of the water. Okay. So the otter spirit first, number 42, you are never alone, oracle message. Like true friends, otters nurture each other and express their affection through touch. Actions such as holding hands and giving hugs offer reassurance that we are never really alone and that we are always cherished. Otter spirit has appeared to remind you to experience and express friendships in a tangible and even tactile way. Communicate with your voice, your facial expressions, your gestures, and your actions, letting your love express itself beyond just the words you speak. Otter spirit's message is that presence matters. So remember to be fully present in those you care about, helping them sense the love and affection and appreciation you have for them. Now is a time for a joyful celebration of the love in your life that expresses as friendship and companionship. Hug someone, touch their arm, or simply look into their eyes with your full attention, saying, I care, you matter, make time for friendship. Otter Spirit promises that the moment you reach out, you will remember that you too have many who love and care about you. You are never alone, and you are always loved. And the next one is Butterfly Spirit Reversed. That's number 11. And that one says, transformation does not have to be a traumatic or dramatic as things seem to be right now. Remember, change is the only true constant. When you resist it, you create a tension within you as you refuse to accept the inevitable. In this moment, you might have forgotten that the beauty and joy of life as it moves through its seasons as nature dictates. Yes, ma'am. I am almost done. I'm doing the oracle card readings.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
Mm-hmm.
I love you. I just don't want you on camera.
Oh, okay. I didn't notice.
That's okay. No, it's just with randos. Sorry. You're not really randos.
What is that?
I'm just reading from an oracle deck.
What does that say?
It's a book for the oracle cards. That's the stag spirit animal.
It's pretty.
It is pretty. Okay.
Can I get one?
No, go. I love you. Hasta luego. Okay. In this moment, you might have forgotten the beauty and joy of life as it moves through its seasons as nature dictates. You are being faced with a choice now. You can struggle with the current conditions, refusing to surrender and see through the lens of lack and loss. Or you can surrender to the grace that is calling you to allow life to take its course, moving through the sadness and disappointment. Surrender will soften you, inviting you to bask in gratitude and see through the lens of curiosity. These are the keys to tuning into the infinite potential available to you now. Butterfly Spirit knows the beauty and delight you are on the brink of discovering. Let go and trust that it is there for you. Okie doke artichoke. Women in Myth for Violets. Okay. Yes, the sleeping together is so stinking cute. And like the way the baby just like sleeps on mom's tummy and they like, it's just adorable. I can't even. They're so stinking cute. Like, I don't know. You're welcome. Okay, Violet wants women. Okay. There's two Violets. So Violet Sagittarius wants that, and Violet's the other Violets wants Violets for Roses. I think that's the only animal card reading. Wants Enchanted Map. All right. Okay. There's lights in my eyes. Better. Yeah. Roses for violets for roses. Spark, number 34. Sorry, that light just shines on those. These are really shiny deck. That light's coming at me from every direction. Okay. I'm just trying this down. Jeez. There's a spark of creativity in you, and you have every reason to move forward and with optimism and hope. Open yourself to inspiration and allow life to show you its beauty and your part in co-creating it. That is the perfect time to give birth to an idea, start a new relationship or job, or begin any endeavor. Attraction is high as you connect with others who can co-create joyous experiences and join with you in expressing the finer aspects of life. Watching a spark turn to a flame and stoking that fire is a gratifying activity. And that is yours. Misty wants Trust Your Vibe. You're the only one that wants that one. So put that back. Yes, that's that one. Okay. All right. Oops. I'm just going to say this. I'm going to pull a different card for you, but you might benefit from the one that I read about observe, don't absorb, because that just sort of fell out when I opened it. So this is for Misty. What does Misty need to know right now? Okay. It's going to seem like I'm shuffling for a while. My apologies, but they said 8, so that is what we're doing. 6. I think that's 6. 7. 8. Yours is wait. Looks like a hummingbird. Oop, there you go. And that is number 28. Your higher self encourages you to lighten up and see the positive in your life. Take full advantage of the love and support and allow your fears to ease. The past is over and your inner work will continue to bear fruit in the coming days. Let your worries go as they will not evolve into real troubles. You are safe and secure and will continue to be so. Fill your body and heart with the light of your spirit and let this light shine out all around you. This will quickly attract even more support and opportunity. Smile both inside and out. This opens the curtains of the heart and lets your heart-centered power flow freely. Have a good laugh. All is well. That was Misty's. Now it's Be Early, Michelle, and somebody else. I should put potato, who all want Moonology. All right. All right, so this one is for Be Early. What does Be Early need? One more. Stuck together. Oh, it says nothing is yet to set in stone, mutable moon. And I will find it in the deck. You're welcome, Misty. You're like last though, okay? Violet Sagittarius, there's a big list today and you're last. But I won't forget about you. I got you, don't worry. All right, mutable moon. Mutable is all about change, shape shifting, even that something is still rewind. Sorry. Mutable is all about change, shape shifting, even that something is still developing. This card indicates that something is indeed changing and there's room for maneuver. So take it as a sign that the situation you're asking about is far from finalized. If you're not happy with the current state of play, that's marvelous. It means you can still change the course of the outcome. However, there is also a sense of that situations could perhaps be a little unstable. For some, this is great news because you can still influence it. Others will struggle with the uncertainty, but should stay with it a bit longer. Either way, nothing is set in stone yet. Tuned to the moon, I know that the best will unfold for me. Additional meanings for this card: you're meandering towards your goal, and that's okay. Staying adaptable is the key to success for you now. Make sure you're not being led astray. Have you become distracted? Time to focus. Stay with it, whatever it means to you. The teaching. In astrology, there are three so-called quadruplicities: cardinal, fixed, and mutable. The mutable signs are Gemini, Sagittarius, Virgo, and Pisces. And when the moon is in one of these signs, you know that there's going to be more flexibility in a situation. Anytime you pull this card, it suggests there's opportunity to keep visualizing and affirming what you want, as there's still room for change. So think about that. Think about what you want and enjoy the daydream. Okay. The next one is for Michelle. She's also doing Moonology. And then Potato. This is for Michelle. What does Michelle need to know right now? New moon in Capricorn, your hard work is paying off. Your hard work is paying off. First and foremost, this card suggests a new start for you professionally. Whatever has been going on in your working life, this card heralds the start of a new and improved work cycle. If you're unhappy with your current job, this is the time to either renegotiate your position or look for something new. Whatever your question, whether work-related or otherwise, a new plan and strategy is called for. You need to take a look at the long term and think about where you want to be in 12 months or even 5 years time. That will inform your best course of action now. So think seriously about it. Drawing the card. This card suggests it's a time for you to be ambitious about whatever it is that you want to achieve. Attune to the moon, make a proper plan, and execute it well. Additional meanings for this card: you need to be more disciplined to reach your goal. Hard work will make your dreams a reality. A very good omen for study or teaching. Don't be too controlling and avoid anyone who is controlling. The teaching. Capricorn is the sign of ambition, building, and hard work. The energy is solid and rigid. The new moon in Capricorn is a powerful lunation that comes towards the end of each year and marks arguably the best moment annually to make a list of your hopes, dreams, ambitions, and intentions for the year ahead. Pulling this card at any time suggests that with planning and discipline, you can achieve whatever you set your mind to. And then we have Potato. This is yours. Potato. What does Potato need to know at this time? What does Potato need to know at this time? What does Potato need to know at this time? More. The new moon in Cancer. You and your loved ones are safe. There's a new start coming in your private life. Something is rising up in connection with the people and places you hold dearest. This can be due to a member of your This can do with a member of your family, a flatmate, or moving house. It's your hope. If you're hoping to move forwards with something special in your private life, this card comes to you as a message that you can do it. If you've been neglecting your family, it's time to reconnect with them. If you've been neglecting yourself, you need to take better care of yourself and nurture yourself more. If your insecurity is holding you back, that's something for you to work on now. Doing so could bring you your heart's desire. Attune to the moon. Make sure you put family first. Additional meanings for this card. Let someone get a bit closer to you. A new cycle is starting for you and your children, or your children. A new cycle is starting for your child or your children. It's time to review your goals. Have they changed? Meditation will help you banish your insecurities. Spending time near water will bring you peace and answers. The new moon in Cancer, this is the teaching. The new moon in Cancer can be a super emotional time. The moon is all about emotions, and Cancer is a water sign and also very emotional, saying that the moon is very happy in the sign of Cancer. It's one of her 2 home signs along with Taurus. So whenever you pull it, this card suggests that whatever happens next will be in your favor. It's especially positive for family matters. And then Angie has Trust Your Vibes. And then I have Violet Sagittarius. Angie, what does Angie need to know today? Sorry, I was just trying to see. All right, lighten up, number 11. Find the humor in your present situation to release your stress and fear. You are in no danger, even if your ego tries to convince you otherwise. Take your attention off your concerns right now and do something enjoyable, something purely for the fun of it. While enjoying yourself, the universe will organize the world around you to bring forward the best possible outcome. Relax, lighten up, let your worries go. Be prepared to receive good news and opportunities. They are on the way. And then last but not least, Violet Sagittarius with Woman of Myth. You're very welcome. Oh, it's Angel. I thought it was. Oh no, it is Angie. Angie forever. Okay. Burning my toes on my heater. Okay. Last but not least, let me just close this up because it's unnecessary at this point. All right. So, what does Violet need to know? Does Violet Sagittarius need to know who she should be working with? Perduja, heroine, the diplomat. There you go. Reverence, respect, and diplomacy. Her story, happily single as she never found a man her equal, Perduja was the beloved leader and legendary Filipino warrior princess who protected her people during a chaotic time. Card meaning, you might be failing. Oops. There we go. Sorry, light. You might be falling into people-pleasing behaviors or tendencies due to an automatic caretaking response. Do you often say yes when you'd rather say no? Be sure you're not conflating being nice with being kind and being overly accommodating with diplomacy. Her advice, never settle for anything less than what you want or know you deserve. When you need to let someone down, do it gently with respect for their feelings, but also your own. You do not owe anyone any part of yourself you are not willing to give. And that is that. And I hope you all have a fabulous week. I will see you next Sunday. that is it. Adieu. You want to join the community this month. Last month we did an intuition development workshop and a meditation for meeting your higher self and getting advice from your higher self. And then this month, June, we're going to do a workshop on practical spell work, like that you can incorporate in your everyday life. And I'm not sure on the meditation yet. I haven't decided on a theme for that. So anyways, I'll see y'all then. Hopefully you'll join. How do I